Interesting thought process.
That's a great question. Oh, that's really hard. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was going to be like this.
Wow, that's a good question.
Another good but difficult question.
Welcome to Casual Conversations with your host, Mike Oppenheim.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Casual Conversations episode for February 2025. Today I am recording on Sunday, February 2nd at 11:52 a.m., and that means the earliest you'll be hearing this is Wednesday of this same week. I guess that's the 5th or 6th. I wasn't going to record this today, and I wasn't sure what I was going to record for this month, and I kept tossing around different ideas. And then this morning around 7 a.m., my mom texted me to let me know that my dad was on his way to the ER. And then my daughter had a 104-degree fever after freaking out in the supermarket and saying she was cold. And it's almost a year to the day since I last saw my son who lives in Thailand. And I decided, oh my gosh, I really am a middle-aged man. I am really in the Middle Ages, and I know a lot of my friends either are in the exact same boat as me, or they already went through this, or they're going to be going through this. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make this podcast, the February podcast, the Stuck in the Middle with You podcast. And because of copyright laws, I can't play that song. So instead, I'll just hum it and sing it for those of you who may not recognize the title, but it goes, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. It's a famous song. What's his name? The guy who did Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino. I actually love him. The guy who did Pulp Fiction. That's really funny. The guy who wrote Moby Dick. Anyway, Quentin Tarantino put it in his first film that was famous, Reservoir Dogs. And so I think that's where a lot of people my age heard it. But it's a famous song. It's from the 60s. And it goes, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And I don't think the song at all is about being middle-aged. But what the title and today my reflection made me realize is that my wife and I are here stuck in the middle. And it's with you, but it's in a good way. I'm so glad that I have my wife to hold my hand and to hold hers as we deal with our parents getting older and older and older, and our young children getting older in the same way anyone with kids knows. It's like a double-edged sword. They get more of an ego, they get more opinions, and they get more interested in testing boundaries, but they also get more developed. They get a better sense of humor. They have more brain power. They're more fun to talk to. So let's go. Let's start with the first one, which is my dad has his health has been failing him for a long time. He was diagnosed with a fatal heart condition in 2017, and almost immediately the FDA approved and fast-tracked medication for it. So I and he are very lucky. He is very lucky, and I, as a son who loves him, is very lucky, because without that pill, for sure, my dad would no longer be with us. But instead, it immensely slows down the condition he has, and so it means he will eventually succumb to that, if not something else first, but it bought us a lot of time. And so here we are in 2025, 8 years later, and he started to have some real health issues this year, last year, 2024. And some of them are related to it, but others are mysterious. And so one of the mysterious conditions is that he's been having a lot of insomnia and issues sleeping, and then that leaves him feeling anxious and sort of like the same way all of us feel when we don't get enough sleep, a little groggy, a little out of it. But something's felt off for him and me and my mom and anyone interacting with him, to the point where doctors wanted us to think it was dementia, but because of my experience in a hospice ward with dementia patients specifically, I kept saying, no, I don't feel like this is dementia. It doesn't match Lewy body. It doesn't match Alzheimer's. It doesn't match regular dementia. And so today, they got his blood test back that he didn't want to take and we weren't going to have, but his best friend, who's a doctor who I've mentioned before, he's saved my mom's life many times. He literally just probably saved my dad's life. And when I was young, he helped me lose weight when I was on my way to a pretty bad collision course with obesity. So this man, Bruce Logan, Dr. Bruce Logan, is a family hero. He will always be someone I literally worship. He changed my entire life when I was the most depressed I've ever been. And yes, I know this is all over the place, but that's the whole point. It's a casual conversation. So it's a casual conversation with me by myself. But I actually got some feedback from enough of you on the last episode about the Jewish stuff that I'm trying this again. So I cannot express this enough. I am confident with my writing, and I am confident with my fiction and my nonfiction. I'm not as confident about these solo episodes. So if you like these and you want more, you actually should go out of your way to tell me. I'm not asking you to do it publicly. You don't have to go online and like do anything. I'm just saying if you don't tell me, I can't really tell from the numbers of downloads on these because they're paywalled. So I don't know if people want more of them. What I do know is that a lot of people don't talk about what they're going through with their parents' health or their kids and other things. And I think it's like dumb and weird. And so I always want to just talk about personal stuff to help people. And one of the reasons is because other people did it for me. So growing up, you know, radio had rules and all these things had rules, but you could always read like nonfiction books, and you could always like kind of hear people talk about these kind of things. But now with the proliferation of communication on the internet, it's amazing. Like I get to hear people I really admire like talk about personal issues in a very helpful way, not in a whiny way. So my overall point being, my dad is in the hospital still. The doctors are not sure what they're going to do, but they do know that they definitely helped him already enough that he's doing better. And the reason I know he's doing better is he called me and he showed emotions and like feelings and also intellectualism that he hasn't shown me in a long time. And it was so nice. And so I was about to record this before that phone call. Literally, I was like stepping out of the shower and he called me, and I was going to go in this room and record it. And instead, I picked up the phone, heard him. We talked for like maybe a minute, and now I'm on cloud nine. And I want to explain this feeling to everyone because it's something my friend cautioned me about, who lost his father this year. He said, you know, these small wins are nice, but don't ever forget what you know deep down, which is this is called end of life for a reason. And so my dad probably will listen to this, and I don't think he'll be offended. We've talked about this enough. And if anything, I think he's very open about it. But
Hey everyone, that's it for the free version of this podcast. If you want to hear the full one, just head over to mikeyop.com and become a premium subscriber. That's MIKEYOPP.com. Thanks for listening.